Hey there, my friends. Oh my goodness gracious. This morning, technology has not been my friend. The platform that we normally stream from could not connect with our platforms, with Facebook, with YouTube. So, adapt and overcome is what we live by here with Dance Studio Empire and in our industry, right? We adapt, overcome. So if you're joining me, say, hey, Erin, what's up? Let me know that you're here. I will be actually cross-streaming, so I will come back and post this in multiple places because I'm only able to come on straight live from Facebook inside the group. So, y'all, if you're joining me, say, hey, Erin, what's up? Let me know that you are here because hello. I want to make sure that we are diving into this topic today. I believe in adapt and overcome. And so, oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Hey, okay, let's try this. All right, y'all. So today I wanted to dive into the top 3 common mistakes that dance studio owners make on their social media profiles. Now, I have to tell you that part of my job as a dance studio strategist, as a business coach, is going through and auditing social media profiles, online presence for studio owners. I have, y'all, done hundreds of them. And I can start to pick out some of the most common things that might be little mistakes, but those little mistakes, they add up and they can end up in lost engagement, lost customers, not knowing what to do. And so we want to really be aware of them and be able to move forward, so we are putting our best foot forward. So if you're joining me, say hello, let me know where you're coming from and how your morning has started off. Now, today, before we really dive in, I don't know if y'all know, but today is World Gratitude Day. And so I would love for us to start out this episode with dropping in the comments below, what are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for today? I am so grateful to be able to be here with you, to be able to walk with my clients side by side on their journey, to have my hubby back home from the hospital, and to, oh my gosh, can I celebrate something with y'all? Some of you might not know, but we have recently launched a nonprofit organization, Arts Enrichment for All, because in my heart, I knew that I wanted to make a bigger impact in our community. And with my team, we discussed it and we launched a new nonprofit. Now I have to tell you something that's so exciting. We applied and wrote for our first grant, and we just got word yesterday that we were awarded a $45,000 grant for the new nonprofit. Which is so good, which is going to allow us to make such a big impact here in our community and to serve those families who and those children who may not have the opportunity to have early exposure to the arts. So that is something I am so grateful for. And so I would love for everyone today to drop in the chat below, what are y'all grateful for today? What are you grateful for? Because what we know, what we focus on grows. So let me share with you this gratitude. So hello, I'm seeing so lots of hellos. Hello, Kimberly. Hello, Kim. Hey there, Amber. Oh my goodness, Marjorie, thank you for joining me. Tanya, hello. Kimberly, hello. Oh, y'all, I'm so glad to see you here, even though we had some tech issues this morning. But let me know below, what are you grateful for? And let's celebrate World Gratitude Day together. So if you're new here and you've stumbled upon us somehow, I am Erin Bird, and I work with studio owners and dance educators to really grow their businesses without the overwhelm, the burnout, the sacrificing their personal life, so you can create your own unique vision of success and build the empire of your dreams. So we like to learn out loud here. So if you have a moment and you're like, oh my gosh, that resonated with me, or I'm doing that, drop it below and say hashtag takeaway and let us know what it is. because we want to celebrate you having that aha moment. And also for those who come in on the replay, it also helps them to like lean in, maybe I should think about that. So let us know below when you have those takeaways. And last, but certainly not least, if you have a studio owner friend who you feel like they might need to hear this message today, I'm seeing here, sprinkle the love around, tag them, share it with them here, because we are better together, y'all, and this might be exactly what they need today in their life and in their business. So that would mean the world to me. Sprinkle the love around. We're better together. All right, are we ready to dive into the goods? Now, I have to tell you, oh my gosh, okay, hold on. Let's go. Yes, grateful for the dream team I have as a staff. Oh my gosh, so blessed for them. Wow, love it. Grateful for longtime friends, new connection, family, always continuing to learn, and how to be the best I can. Oh, a job I love. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Okay. No, totally understand and duly noted. Oh my gosh, your husband rescued all your info from the dying computer. Ugh. The hero, the knight that rides in. So good. All right, are we ready to dive into the goods, my friends? Let's get it. Now, of course, because I didn't get to do this from my streaming platform, I don't have all the fancy, things sliding in and doing that, but that's okay. We're still going to give out the info, and we are going to have a great time. All right, so let's start with it. The first common mistake that I see studio owners make in their social media, drum roll, is, I hate to say it, but all I see is call to action posts. Now, call to action posts, we need them. We need people to know what to do. We need to be clear and concise in what to do if we want them to enroll. But if we are only seeing call to action posts, enroll now, register today, there's still spaces open, da 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 da, you sound like a used car salesman, and nobody wants that. It's icky, right? People, when you say sales cars, blah, 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 you sales carmen. Okay, y'all, I'm going to take a drink because clearly I need it. When you say the words used car salesman, people feel the ick, right? They do. They feel the ick. And so if you don't want to be seen, and you don't want your brand in your studio to be seen as the icky used car salesman, you can't just post, enroll now, space is open, come to our, you guys, I see it all the time. And then I have studio owners saying, but it's not working. I'm posting on social media and no one's enrolling and no one's engaging. Well, you haven't asked them for engagement. You've been saying, enroll now, enroll now, enroll now. Y'all, doesn't feel great. Those posts don't build the know, like, and trust factor. All they say is buy my shiz. Right? We need more than just those enroll now call to action posts. We need content that allows them to envision their child or themselves as part of your studio culture. Now, don't get me wrong. We need those call to action posts sprinkled in there. But it cannot be all that we post. And let me know, are you guilty of it? And you guys, I want you to know, zero judgment here. All of these mistakes I have made myself, and so there's zero judgment, but we want to be aware of these things so we can do better moving forward, right? Okay, so number one, only posting call to action posts. Yes, we want people to enroll. We want people to sign up. We would love to welcome them into our studios. But it can't be the only thing that we are posting. So, let me know. Drop it below, hashtag guilty. If you look back across your social media and you see that you're only doing call to action posts. Okay. The second most common mistake that I see is there's actually way more than 3, you guys, but I wanted to try to really limit it today. The other thing that I see happen quite frequently is you forget to write descriptions for your content. So if you post a picture or a video or those things, you're forgetting to actually write copy, write a description, and use hashtags. Now, hashtags, you know, for Instagram or for, you know, TikTok, that sort of thing. Not necessarily, you don't need them for Facebook so much, but forgetting to use those sort of things. Oh my gosh, can I say it? Amber, I wish I could bring this up on screen right now because it's so good. It makes my heart so happy. I wish I could, but I'm not my fancy thing. Amber said, used to be guilty, but started to learn better 2 weeks ago when she joined the Studio Accelerator Bootcamp. Yes, love, love, love. And Kim, you don't have to just pick one thing to be grateful for. My friend, I say lean into all the gratitude, right? So, okay, so the second thing is forgetting to write descriptions, using hashtags, letting people know what the piece of content is about. See it happen a lot. You might post a picture, a cute picture that you grabbed from class, or you might have found a graphic online that was really great that you wanted to share, but then you don't write anything about it, about the why behind sharing that piece of content. You need those descriptions to really stop people from just the scroll. And if you need help with that, let me know. I'm here. But y'all, we have to write descriptions and we have to utilize those hashtags, right? If you're using certain platforms. Okay, so that's number 2. The third thing that I see happen too often is that our content is too generic. It's generic. And what I mean by that is you're trying to talk to everybody, which means you're not talking to anybody. When you have posts that are like, enroll in our studio, classes are open, and that's all that you have out there, and you're not talking to specific groups of people, you are missing out. You are not connecting with that person. And so that's where call to actions become unclear. People, it gets muddled. They don't know if you're talking to them, right? So if you put out a post that says, we're now enrolling, class is filling up, register today, we take people from 2 to 99, right? Or whatever. You are not talking to any one specific person. So then audiences, they don't engage, they get lost, and they're like, but are they still enrolling for my 3-year-old? Or, maybe it's too late for my 10-year-old, she's missed it already. We have to know who we're talking to. So, one post, one intention, one audience. One post, one intention, one audience. And I really would love for you to think about talking directly, like when you're typing that description, when you're thinking about creating the post, who do you want this to hit home with? And I want you to create it and write it like you are talking to them, like across the table, right? Because a parent of a 3-year-old is much different than a parent of a 14-year-old. Okay. So, being unclear about who you want to speak to, which muddles your call to action and it makes them not know what the next steps are. When we do that, that's a fail. Okay, Kim, great question. So how many call to actions should be sprinkled in? Well, we have a whole system for this inside of our Studio Accelerator Bootcamp, but what I will tell you is this, that you need to have a good mixture of your own created content, right? So I'm going to go a little bit deep here. So lean in with me. Let me know in the comments below. Are you leaning in? Want to know? Okay, because previously on social media, oh, long are the days, you actually used to be able to share other people's content, get quite a bit of engagement. You might see like a really great graphic or, you know, things like that, and you could just share it, and it would increase your engagement, right? And long are those days gone. We have to create our own content here. Leaning in is so hard. Okay. So, but Facebook and Instagram especially want, and TikTok now too, y'all, they want to see you creating your own original content, which is more than just call to action posts. They want people to engage, right? Kimberly, right? You want them to engage. So this is where we need to have a healthy balance. Now, I personally believe in like the 80-20 rule. Do y'all know about the 80-20 rule? So 80% know, like, and trust content, 20% call to action content. So for some people, you know, I have some clients who, I don't say you need to post every single day, right? That might be unrealistic for you. What I say is no matter what you do, you need to be consistent, right? So if you're telling me, Erin, right now I only have the bandwidth to post 4 times a week on social media, right? Then 3 posts should be know, like, and trust posts. 1 should be a call to action post. Does that help you, Kim? I hope it does. Okay. But if you're posting more frequently, right, kind of follow like the 80-20 rule or the 4/5 rule, right? We want original content that is ours, that is know, like, and trust, connection building, them being able to see what your values are of your studio, what their experience is going to be like when they are inside, when their child comes to your class. There are so many different ways that we could do that, but think about it in that regard, 80-20 rule. Okay? All right. You tried to have a social media contest this week, and 1 person so far has checked it. How do we get them to engage? Okay, so this is kind of a multifaceted question because there's a lot of reasons why they would or wouldn't engage. So it could be a couple things. Number 1, we have to understand that are they seeing this content where you're asking them to engage, right? We have to remember that the algorithms only show our content if we are being consistent, if we are having other engagement, and if we're staying relevant. The algorithms only have like a 14-day, honestly, it might be 10-day, but window now. So if they don't deem, if the algorithm, if the AI doesn't seem and deem your content worthy because people aren't engaging with it, they are going to stop showing your content to people, right? This is where we heard also that, oh, I post, but nobody engages. Well, we need engaging content. Okay, so without being able to give you, this is exactly what you need to do because I don't know what's necessarily going on in your social media pages. How are you asking them to engage? Have you spread the word inside your studio? Have you sent out an email about it? What multiple touch points are you using for this social media contest this week? And so it's about us having multiple touch points. So if you're going to do a social media contest test and you want people, your people, to come in and engage with it, how are we getting them there, right? And for those older kiddos, don't be afraid to, like, in class, like, say, okay, this is the one time you get to pull out your phones. Right? We're going to let you pull out your phones today. Get them started. Get the engagement going. This is also about getting your staff on board. So if you are doing a social media contest, you need to have your staff also be part of the contest, in that they are the ones to help start boosting the engagement and the algorithm. We need to get the algorithm to say, oh, this post is really important. And so we're going to show it to more people. So there's multiple facets to it. Yes. Love it. Yes, Rachel, thank you for sharing. Another tip, yes, from an Instagram influencer, is comment, interact with other local businesses your clients are likely to follow. It gets your account out there, and you might make great community partners. People see comments. Yes, and people scroll and will read the comments. So good. Thank you, Rachel, for sharing that. But yes, so I hope that helped you, Kimberly, but we need to have multiple touch points for people to engage with this, and we have to remind them of what they need to do. Okay? We have to remind them of what we want them to do. So that might be sending out a text message. Hey, have you done X, Y, and Z on this for the social media contest? Have you? And the other thing is, what's in it for them? So you're having the social media contest, and is what you're offering as a prize, is it valuable to them, and do they actually want it? Do they want it so much that they can feel compelled to actually participate? I'm not sure, right? So there's several different reasons why they may or may not be engaging. Okay, great. I'm so glad that it helped you. All right, my friends, let's do a quick little speedy recap here, because I know we had a few more than the 3, but I really couldn't help myself. So today we're breaking down, or we wrote down, the top 3 common mistakes that dance studio owners make on social media. And the first one was only having call to action posts. Enroll, enroll, enroll. Register now. Now joining. Right? We can't only have call to action posts. It makes us feel like an icky car salesman, and nobody wants that for our brand. We need posts that are no like and trust factor, and then we sprinkle in those call to action posts, right? That's the first mistake that we see. The second mistake that we see is forgetting to add descriptions to your content and using hashtags. So if you have a video, if you have a photo, if you have a graphic, it is so important that you actually have a description attached to that. And if you have problem writing descriptions, or you don't know what to put there, absolutely reach out to us, because it's something that we break down and that we work with our clients on all the time. The third thing that we see happen all the time, y'all, is that the posts are too generic and too general. We're trying to talk to everybody, so we don't talk to anybody. Hope that makes sense. Because when we say we have classes for ages 2 to 100, right? We're trying to talk to everybody. But that doesn't land with the person, with anybody who you're trying to fill in specific classes. So we have to make sure that our posts we're being mindful of who we want to engage with, who we want to talk to, and what we want them to do. And this also means that our call to actions will become clearer. We will get the right people engaging and the right people enrolling. And then we dove in, we had some really great questions, and we talked about how do we get people to engage in our posts? How do we get, how many call to action posts should we sprinkle in? So, my friends, let us know, are these some of the things that you have had happen to you? And if so, that is okay. Or if these things that you have done yourself, it is okay. Zero judgment. I have made some of these myself. But now we can move forward doing better. And the last, can I give you one extra little tip? Because I just can't help myself, is knowing what a platform wants. The platforms are different, y'all, and they want different things, which I don't know about you, can be a little frustrating and a little annoying because you might feel like you know what a platform wants, and then with social media, we know things change. So it might change. So we know TikTok, Instagram, they want short form content. They want reels. They want those sort of things. Now, Facebook, they're starting to add in the reels. They're starting to add in some of those things. But they want you to stay on their platforms. And so knowing what the platform wants is essential. And if if you say, Erin, I don't know what the platforms want, right? One of the first things I would tell you to do is literally go to Google and type in the words best practices in, insert the date, right? Best practices 2022 for Instagram, for Facebook, right? Like you can search that and there's going to be a wealth of information about what is happening right now and what are the best practices based upon what those platforms are wanting and what they are rolling out. And of course, talk to us. We can help you as well. But you guys, if you feel like confused and like, I don't know what the platform wants, if it's the right platform for me, if my audience is there, don't be afraid to do a little research. And if you're thinking, Erin, I don't got time for none of that nonsense, then that's where you come to us and we share it with you. But my friends, I hope that you had some hashtag takeaways. Please drop them in the comments below. Let me know what those little nuggets were for you today. And if you're new here, I am Erin Bird. I am your hostess with the mostest, and I hope to see you next week on another episode where we are going to talk about more business strategies, mindset, and sprinkle a little joy around and gratitude, because what we focus on grows. And that, my friends, is what is important. So I'm going to leave you there. I hope you have a fantastic day, my friends, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye, guys.